everyone, Digital David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be checking out the Roborock S8 Pro Ultra. I did receive this sample from Roborock, but any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this robot vacuum and mop, or you want to find out more about the S8 Pro Ultra, the link to it will be in the video description. Take a look at the retail box and packaging. This thing is massive. Great product photography on the front. We can learn more about what's included on the side right there. Additional tech specs and features on the back. I'm most excited for the Duo roller brush. Now we have 2 brush rollers on these units. And here's a quick breakdown of some of the key features right there. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up and look at the contents.
Looking for a secure and reliable way to access the internet? Look no further than ExpressVPN. Protect your personal information and browsing history from prying eyes. Act now and sign up for ExpressVPN today using our link in the description and receive an extra 3 months of service for free.
Here are all the contents. First up, we have our quick start guide walking us through the included contents, product overview, installation, and setup instructions. We have some additional product literature right here with a QR code to download the Roborock app for iOS and Android devices. Next, you'll see we have an extra vacuum bag, 1 power cord and cable, the dock base. You'll also see the dock itself right here, followed by our RoboVac. Let's look at the RoboVac and the dock in more detail. Here's a look at the vacuum up close. You'll notice at the top we have 3 control buttons, Roborock's logo and branding all throughout, our LiDAR navigation module. We have this lift up tab to reveal our dust bin. Again, this is a self-emptying vacuum, but if you want to clean or replace the filters or manually empty it, you can do that right here. The filter just pulls right out and everything just snaps shut. Here's a quick peek of the inside with the base removed. Then it just snaps right back in place. Let's look at it from the side right here on the back. You'll see some sensors and additional options to fill up the water tank for the mopping module. We'll look at it from the side. Got some venting here. Additional sensors, navigational bumper. Looks like our charging contacts are front and center here. We got our reactive 3D obstacle avoidance and a nice sticker with some additional information there. QR code for the Roborock app again. You can't miss that. Here's some Vibrance 2.0 marketing on the side, additional venting. Let's go ahead, let's flip it to the bottom where I'm most excited to see the Duo roller riser design here. Not only do we have the 2 rollers here in red and black, this also can rise, right? It can lift. It has some flexibility in its movement and motion, lending us to an even deeper clean. 2 spring-loaded drive wheels, all of our cliff sensors there, side cleaning brush already installed for us, omnidirectional wheel, and you see the mop pad down here. So good looking vacuum, everything looks nice. Let's check out the dock. So the dock is in 2 pieces. We have the dock unit itself and the dock base. This will just snap right into the front of the unit. At the top of the dock, you'll see we have 3 different compartments, our dirty water tank, clean water tank, and we have our self-empty vacuum bag right here. Let's go ahead, let's take these tanks out. You'll see the logo for dirty water there. And a quick peek inside. It's a nice tank here. Simple, straightforward, some additional plastic to remove. There's a look at the inside with the tank removed. And you'll see the same thing for the clean water tank, just a different logo icon up top. There's a look inside the clean water tank. Here's a look inside with the clean water tank removed. I really like these handles, that's great. Then it just drops right down in there. And then here's a quick peek inside with the vacuum bag. It comes with 1 already installed, and we have our additional vacuum bag to use as a replacement in the future. We got our instructions there. Basically, just line it up and then press it down in place. Put this back on, and you're all set and ready to go. Now we'll look at the unit from the front. You'll see Roborock's logo and branding, indicator light here. And then this is where all the magic happens. It's going to recharge, self-empty, and it's going to clean your mopping pad and module down below. We can't forget about drying too. Here's your side view from the left. Here's your side view from the right. Here's a look at the very bottom with 4 really nice grip feet. And you'll see this channel right here with just 3 Phillips head screws, and it's see-through in case there's ever any obstructions from the self-empty. You can easily clean that all up right here and get any sort of snags, debris that's stuck, unclogged. And then here's a look at the very back side. You'll notice we have our power cord plug right here. I love that it's off to the side with built-in cord storage and channels to route it out either the left or the right side. So this can go flush up against a wall. Really clever design here. Love seeing that. Now let's get the dock assembled here. We're gonna take the base plate, and again, we just have these 2 sides that are gonna line up right here on the unit, and it just gently snaps in place. It's that simple. Everything is now connected. You'll see it's going to be one piece, and the vacuum will just drive right up here, do its thing, letting itself empty out and get clean. All right, so we have our unit plugged in and charging. It's time for us now to try it out. There's a good look at wet versus dry. So we just picked up that chocolate milk spill on the floor. You can see how dirty the mop pad is. Now let's test out how good of a job it actually does cleaning it.
Starting to wash the mop.
And here's a look at the mop pad now after it's been cleaned. Looks so much better. Just a slight spot up in this corner that we'd have to touch up. So let's look at the dustbin contents. I purposely didn't have it self-empty so we could actually see the contents up close and get a feel for the vacuum and what it's able to pick up. I also want to show you the bottom brush rollers here. So this is after one pass. Our house is pretty dirty. We have some residue here along the sides. No noticeable hair tangles. That's going to be very similar to the iRobot Roomba system, where it does a really nice job not collecting hairs. Occasionally you might get some tangles in your side cleaning brush, maybe a couple here or there on the sides, but this looks great. If you're wondering too, the mop pad fully dries anywhere between 2, 3, or 4 hours. You can pick and choose the setting. Ours is very, very dry, and it looks really clean considering the chocolate milk mess that we picked up with it. Just those couple areas we pointed out. But looks really nice. Just a little bit dusty now from all the dust and dirt it's picking up around the house. And then you'll see right here, this is so gross. There's all the pet hair. This is real world testing here. That's what you can expect this to pick up. It is jam-packed full of hair. So gross. Look at all that. I see a lot of crumbs too down here. So a lot of food crumbs. There's 4 people in the household with a dog. So a lot of pet hair, a lot of human hair, a lot of grass, dirt, all of that good stuff. But you'll also notice really fine dust. It's embedded in the hair. If you look really closely here. So it's not just larger objects that this is going to be able to pick up around your house. It's also going to be that really fine dirt in dust, which is always a great sign. And it's really impressive considering there's no bristles on these brush rollers. So look at all the hair it was able to get out of the hard floor as well as our rugs and carpets. That's just really impressive without the tangles. So we have our full dustbin right here. Let's see how the self-empty works.
Emptying dustbin.
All right, let's take a look at the vacuum bag here. Oh yeah, we definitely got a lot of hair and dirt in there. And a little bit of dust in the base itself with the bag removed. And how about the dustbin?
Dustbin removed.
Oh yeah, look at how clean that looks. Amazing. I don't see a speck of anything left in there. We got one straggler hair that was probably stuck. Looks like it's stuck under the lid anyways. So nothing I could do about that anyway. So look at that, really clean. Doesn't look too bad in there. We have a little bit of hair right here. And underneath the vacuum looks great too, where that's gonna suck all the contents out right through there. So no debris at all.
So what sets this unit apart really is this mop pad cleaning system. Look at how clean this is after about 4 or 5 uses. Typically you start to see mud, dirt, all that stuff building up here. That is not the case with this system. We have a little bit of hair and some crumbs right there on the side, but that is so clean. They usually get filthy and disgusting. That's not the case with this particular docking station and setup. So there are some subtle differences like that you might not realize just looking at something on face value.
So let's spend a minute talking about the Roborock app. So we have the app pulled up right here. This is the main home screen where you'll see our S8 Pro Ultras already set up. We can enter into it, see our previous cleaning statistics, and a nice detailed map of that clean. I want to point out with this particular vacuum, it can start cleaning and mapping right away, and it does a fantastic job. Typically, most RoboVacs have to go around a couple of times to generate and populate a map. Not this vacuum. It is the best initial cleaning and mapping RoboVac that I've ever reviewed. And we're getting close to over 30 plus RoboVacs here in the studio. So really happy with that experience, blown away by the technology. That just speaks to all the navigation options that we have with this vacuum that it's equipped with. So look at how detailed the map is. It even identifies objects like shoes. We have cords here. It gives you a percentage of its confidence that that is actually what it is. And in this case, all of those are correct. You'll also see some cones here for just generic obstacles. And then the confidence rating for a couple more obstacles here. In that case, neither are correct. There's no pet waste. But if you do have pet waste, you'll see something like that. So I love seeing that. You also might notice if we zoom in here, there's different textures on the floor. It identified the carpet here. That is a big area rug. And we have a rug right there by the door and another runner right there. And then we have another rug right there. So look at that. It did a great job. It got everything correct as you would expect. We also have one room. I have not edited this map in any way yet, but we would need to split that off into a couple different rooms, but don't worry, we can do that all within the map. Also, if you hit this little cube icon, you'll see we can turn these on or off. If we want them displayed on our map, we can rotate the map, and we have a 3D view. This is really cool, but I'm not sure why I would personally use it. Maybe you'll have a need for this. I just like the 2D maps. And we get more settings here if we do the 2D map. Here's how we edit the map. So we can set our no-go zones. So do you want an invisible wall, drag and drop? Do you actually want a particular area blocked off that it'll never go to? You can do that right there. Just drag, drop, adjust as needed. You'll also see if we go back in there, all the different options we have to edit our room. Here's a quick glance at that with what we can do. Basically, we can merge, we can split, we can rename. Then you'll see we have edit furniture, so we can add furniture. Maybe we have a bedroom, you want to put the bed there. You can make this really detailed and realistic. Then we have our surface adjustments. If it didn't get something correct, you can do that here. And you can identify, problem spots like tall thresholds, things like that. So I love that feature. Really neat. So you can really dive in and build out your map however you want. Then further down, you'll see full room or zone cleaning. So pick and choose what you want. and up to 3 times during that clean. And then we have our vacuuming and mop section. So this is going to give us our suction power. We have 4 settings there. Scrub intensity, we have 3 settings. 2 route options, so the fast cleaning is just a more efficient, a quicker clean. Not as thorough or detailed, but no big deal. Up to you. I prefer to leave it on standard. Then if we go into the mop settings, we have more options if it's just going to mop for us. Same intensities, but now you'll see we have different cleaning patterns. Our efficiency one, but the new one is the deep clean. So it's going to make that tighter Z shape, cover the area twice. And then it's going to build upon that with the deep plus, just going to move even slower, give you a more thorough clean. So pick and choose which one you want depending on maybe how dirty your floors are, or what sort of clean you're doing, or maybe what room it's cleaning in, or what spot or area. So very customizable. Here's our vacuum settings. Same thing. We actually get a max plus option for deep cleaning only. So if you have a really dirty spot area, carpet rug, turn that on, clean that area, and then put it back to, you know, whatever mode you want. I think balance is a good one, personally, for me. If you have more carpets, then I'd say go ahead, do one of the stronger suction settings. And then we have our 2 route options there with the fast cleaning again. And we have a customize option, so cleaning zones. You can set that up there if you want within the app. And then further down, we can activate our clean with the play button and our dock if we want to go back home and charge or clean itself. We have additional device settings. I'm not going to go over each of these in detail, but you have manage maps, schedules, reactive obstacle avoidance, so we can tweak some of these settings. Also set it up if you have a pet, you want to turn that on. It'll recognize the pet. You'll also see we have our carpet settings. There's the dynamic lift, carpet boost. There's also that deep carpet cleaning. You can turn that on right there within the app. A lot of dock settings. These are really cool. So you can adjust like the duration for drying, 2, 3, or 4 hours. Washing modes, the frequency, you get the idea there. Robot voice, robot settings. What I really like about this, I've never seen this before in a RoboVac, is the off-peak charging. Maybe you penny pinchers out there, solar snobs, whatever, whoever you are, you can actually turn that on and configure that depending on your utility rates. So very clever. Literally, it can be saving you money. How cool is that? So a lot of great features tucked away in this app. Lastly, let's go over the remote control. We have buttons and joystick if you want to manually drive the vacuum, as well as enter into a spot clean or have it go back home to the dock. You can delete the device, update it, view additional information, all from within those 3 dots in the top right-hand corner. But it's a very easy to use and navigate app that's very well equipped.
So how does the S8 Pro Ultra compare to the competition? Well, we have you covered. We've compared this to over 30 vacuums that have come through our studio here, and this has the highest rating suction power we've ever seen. Now keep in mind, high suction power does not always equate to the deepest and best clean, but it is a great leading indicator. This has 6,000 PA of suction. That's over double the average. CFM is another metric just like suction power that you want to see be higher than lower, and typically it's another great leading indicator to let you know how your vacuum's going to perform. In this case, we measured 7.4 CFM. That's just slightly above the average of 7.1. And it's probably no surprise to you, thanks to the suction power as well as our CFM rating, that we got a near perfect score in our carpet deep clean test, where we embed coffee grounds and let the vacuum make 2 passes to pick everything up. Now in regards to decibels, this is a very quiet vacuum. Don't let the data fool you here. That's just the max readout that we got using the max plus mode. Most of you will not be using that mode. That's just great for certain spot areas on your carpet where you just want a super deep and thorough clean. So we are above average there. But if you're going to be using it on standard or quiet mode or any of the other modes, you'll be well within range. Battery life is fantastic, coming in at 180 minutes, well above the average by about 40 minutes there. It's kind of a moot point though, because this vacuum is smart enough to go home, recharge, and resume cleaning. We get that great runtime and battery life thanks to the large battery capacity at 5,200 milliamp hours. That's what you want to see in a premium vacuum like this. That is also well above average. Height is as expected. Typically, most RoboVacs with the LiDAR dome up top are going to be around 3.8 inches. Our average is just a little bit lower because we've reviewed quite a few
budget-friendly vacuums that don't have LiDAR navigation, and a lot of the iRobot vacuums don't have that either, so they tend to be a little bit shorter. Bin capacity is coming in at 350 milliliters. That's actually below average, but typically you see these bins be smaller on units like this that can go home and self-empty as needed. Tank capacity is coming in at 200 milliliters. I'd say that's right within the average. Typically, you'll see that skew a little bit higher on vacuums that have a mopping module, but they don't offer the ability to clean your mop pad and refill your tank. Now, in regards to cost, this is the most expensive RoboVac that we have ever reviewed. And keep in mind that average covers all the spectrums from a vacuum like this to the ones that cost 99 bucks and don't even have a brush roller. So it covers everything in between, but you're still seeing it's about 3 times the average. And typically at that average price point, you will be able to pick up a vacuum like this that will have a self-empty base and a mopping module, but they won't offer any of the other conveniences like the ability to empty, refill, and clean your mop, as well as some of the unique design elements specific to the S8 Pro Ultra. So I gotta say, I've had a fantastic experience so far using the S8 Pro Ultra. This is an amazing all-in-one, super convenient and easy to use cleaning system for your house. I was so excited to see it during CES in that dual brush roller design, and it has not disappointed. If you can stomach the price, you'll appreciate all the features that this has to offer you. Quick mapping is a really nice bonus. I can't believe how good of a job it did without even making a map and cleaning right away. This has fast charging built in. I didn't really talk about that, but that's another incredible feature that you don't see on a lot of other vacuums that this one is competing with at the top. The self-cleaning is like no other, really unique design, much better to actually keep your mop pad clean, as well as the unit itself. That's important. If you've used some of these, you'll notice that the bottoms get really dirty and disgusting. That's not the case with this. So there's some subtle things you wouldn't notice just looking at them online, but once you start to use them, you see how this separates itself from the competition, and you can continue to start justifying the price point. Also, the off-grid charging is a nice feature too. I've not seen that on the other top-of-the-line units from Ecovacs or Dreamy. Maybe that comes in the future. I don't know, but it's great to see it on this particular vacuum. Also, the sonic mopping. While I still argue that most of these mops are the equivalent of basically wiping a wet paper towel, it's great to see that they continue to get better and better and start to give you that scrubbing action to actually break away some dirt and debris while you're mopping. Now, with all that being said, there are some things I personally want to see changed or added in the future. The first one is, at this price point, it would be great to have an additional camera that we could start using this like a home security camera and device around the house. Maybe that will come with the Max V variant in version if they release one in the future. But again, at this price point for what this vacuum is, I feel like it should also be included here. Some of you might rejoice not having that for privacy reasons and concerns, so I totally understand that side of the argument as well. But for me personally, I would like that feature in this vacuum, but I'm also comfortable with that. The second one is more of a nuance, and maybe it's just me, but I definitely noticed this while filming. I thought it was really silly that on these lids, we can pop this off, but when you want to go fill them up or dump them out, you'll see the lid doesn't stand upright on its own. So when you have it under the faucet, you have to have one hand tied up holding the lid in place. I haven't seen a kickstand. I thought it was maybe user error, but I thought that was kind of a silly overlook in the design. Maybe I'm still missing something, but when you're spending all this money, for me, just the little things like that would be greatly appreciated. To have that be able to stand up on its own. Again, this is the empty, dirty water tank, so it's not as big of a deal because you'll typically just be rinsing that out and dumping it out. But like for this one, when I want to fill it up, right, pop it open, I want to let the faucet run, I got to be holding it and engaged with it the whole time. So I don't know what I'm missing there, but that is just something I noticed that was a little bit goofy to me. But this is one of the best docking stations I've ever seen with what it's capable of doing. And I got to give them props again for the cable management out the backside. Great to see that if you want to have it flush up against your wall, you're able to do that with this unit. So well done, Roborock. Great, great, great product. Excited to see what updates continue to come with this lineup in the future.